Welcome to Real Estate Daily. It's your real estate guru. And today we have a fun topic. It's been requested and I wanted to get to this soon because it's actually, I have finance degrees, so I get to dabble a little bit on this side of it as well. And that is gold a solid investment in comparison to real estate? In other words, real estate versus gold. Or is real estate a gold investment? By the way, welcome this morning. Real estate, as usual, is on fire, but particularly right now, we are getting down to the bottom part of January already, and real estate is coming back on fire like crazy. So jump in. The water is warm. And is real estate a gold investment? Well, let's talk about it. So real estate versus gold. So how do we start to peel that onion apart? When we start thinking about real estate and gold, and how do you compare both of those types of things? So first of all, gold is a static investment. You buy gold, you hold gold. And by the way, gold, I'm not ever saying you shouldn't buy gold. You should consider if that's part of your investment portfolio, because gold is a great hedge fund against the market turning down. Gold always hedges other things like paper money. So gold against real estate. There are so many factors going on here, but let's take a peek here. So gold, does it have steady growth? Sure, gold, steady growth, nice and steady growth, but you can't realize the growth like you can in an real estate investment. Now, the investment can be your home, or it can be an investment property. Real estate is real estate. So let's talk about how it's realized in real estate. In real estate, we can see in the market that it's actually going up. If it's a rental property, you're getting an ongoing return on that market. In gold, you can't depreciate. There is no depreciation factor in the tax code for gold. You buy high, if you buy low and sell high, you're going to have a nice tidy profit. But it's fairly simple that way. That's why a lot of people like gold. Conversely, in real estate, people love real estate because it is so incredibly steady. The growth in real estate. It's hard to find a 10-year period of time that real estate has ever lost. I'm not saying there hasn't ever been, but it's difficult to find a 10, and that's not massive time when it comes to investments. If you are the agent helping investors, you need to compare these models. We're getting technical today on the comparison of gold and real estate, but many of you are out there helping investors in this market. Investors right now are looking at 1031 programs. By the way, there is no 1031 program for gold. That just doesn't exist. A 1031 program is real estate related. You can always hedge your own real estate by trading up your investment. Now, that's not your primary house. 1031s do not work for your primary residence. But if you are the agent and you're talking with investors, and lots of us are these days, and investors are wondering, where's my next investment in this seller's market? In a seller's market, the reason we're not having more homes hit the market, more investments hit the market, not just primary residence. I'm not talking just primary residence. I'm talking, why aren't we having more investments hit the market? because people don't know where they're going to go and get the next one. If you can show your investor a path that you can put them into something else even better, even though it may not be showing for sale right now, there's lots of people that want to. There's always lots of people that want to sell. Oh, good morning. Let me sip my coffee for a second this morning. I love our topic of gold. By the way, thank you for the viewers that suggested it. So, and I hope you're sipping your coffee this morning. Throw into the comments, what gets you going for the morning? Is it looking at the markets? Of course, the last 3 days, the markets have trended down, but that can happen in any market, by the way. That can happen in the most solid of markets out there. So right now, we have fewer homes on the market, and it is being pushed because people can't find a way mentally to see past the problem of, I would like to sell my investment, but I don't want to pay the taxes on the investment. Should I take it completely out of the real estate market? And the question is, go over to gold or some other type of investment. Well, line this up for your investor. 1031 programs can save them taxes. They can trade up and continue their steady growth in real estate and get the constant annual return in real estate. That doesn't happen in precious metals. Precious metals, how you make money is very, very different. Gold holds your dollars. Now let's take this apart. How does gold hold your dollars? Well, I want to go and buy some gold, and let's say I spend $10,000 on some gold. So I get myself some gold. That money sits there static. While the gold itself can certainly appreciate in value, I can't do anything with it. Unlike the real estate, where we can actually do something with it. We can rent the properties. We can depreciate the properties. We can expense things against the properties. There is a whole variety of things that happen in real estate. They're not making any more real estate outside of a volcano doing something for us, which is, who knows if that property is ever going to be valuable. Real estate is powerful. You know, I have a bent in this, so I should talk about my personal bias. My personal bias, I love real estate. I'm not only in real estate as a professional and as an attorney, but I love real estate. I coach real estate. I sell real estate. I own a brokerage in real estate. I believe in the investment in real estate. I started in real estate when I was 19 years old. And no, even back then, I could not get a bank to finance me. How did I get financed? Well, I didn't have cash. I came from a poor family. Quite poor. All of us worked in the bakery together. In mom and dad's bakery, we all of us kids, we had to work in the bakery to help support the family. And that's how it was. Now, I wanted to buy a house. And I started looking and trying to put it together. I started when I was 18 trying to put this together. It took me until I was 19 to find someone that said, look, I've got someone buying a house from me on a private contract. And they quit making their payments several months ago. If you're willing to go and negotiate with them and get them out of my house, I'll sign you a private contract. Okay, let me go and knock on the door. And away I went to knock on the door. We're getting back to the gold versus real estate, promise you. Went to knock on the door. And sure enough, you know, they answer, who are you, this crazy kid wanting to buy our house? And I said, look, I'm going to give you some money to leave. And I gave him about $2,000 to leave. And by the way, I'm getting old. That was a bunch of money back then. I mean, the whole house was only $27,500. I know. Right here in Southeast Portland, I bought a 3-bedroom house, corner lot, $27,500. Wow, have the markets changed? Why did I ever sell it back then? I should have capitalized longer. I only kept it a few years, fixed it up, and rolled it over. I moved on to another investment for myself and made a tiny little profit on the deal. So that was good. Should I have rather invested in gold? The problem is I didn't have the cash to buy enough gold to make it worth my while, which is part of the problem because gold holds your cash dollars. Told you I was getting back to this. Notice as I was able to get in for the price of sweat equity, and it did take me a little bit of cash to get them out. Minor cash comparison to what my eventual return was. Now, that is huge. You start thinking about how can people have the best investment of their life? For most people, it's real estate because you can get into it with such a little bit of down payment and start making your payment. And the interest usually that you're paying, not usually, I mean, I remember the late 70s and 80s and our double digit interest rates that were nuts back then. Even on my private contract back then, I was paying like, I think it was 8.5%, 9%. It was crazy. In comparison to now, where people are paying 2.9 or 3% or something, just something, it's almost giveaway money. Okay. Your big point to the investor is they're going to have to invest, and that money comes out of their account and sits there. I'm not running gold down. For those who are beginning to think I'm running gold down, I'm not. I'm just very pro real estate. I believe in real estate. I believe in the negotiation of real estate and the equity building of real estate long term. It has served me in my life and my family extraordinarily well. Gold is also very volatile in the market. It is an inverse relationship to paper money. It's an inverse relationship to many other things in the market. I'm not going to take time today to go into all of them, but it's considered a solid investment long term because when the market turns down, gold turns up. Same thing with the other precious metals like silver, platinum, other things, other precious metals have this very similar inverse relationship to the market. However, gold is volatile, just like all the precious metals are quite volatile in the market. They go up and down and shift around. Unlike real estate that holds quite steady. Yes, before I get hit hard with the comments, real estate can take its lumps. I know it. Come on, I lived through the 2006 to 2008 period of time when real estate was hit on the bubble and crashed like crazy. It still rebounded easily in a short period of time. A few years, it rebounded and people were back on top. And by the way, most real estate didn't go underwater. There was a large enough percentage of it that made the market worried, of course. And it was largely due to the banks lending to high-risk buyers. That wasn't the only problem, but they were lending to high-risk buyers. I just got done sitting through an economic summit. We're in a very different position today banks haven't been lending to high-risk buyers like they were back in 08, 06, 07, 08. That problem doesn't exist the way it did back then. Now, I also believe the market resets itself every 10 to 15 years. That can be a hard reset or a minor reset. We get some reset in the market. And that also impacts gold even more so, because gold is a volatile investment way more than real estate is. Real estate will continue its track up. They're not making any more of it. One could say they're not making more of gold, although we are finding more of it. And just be aware, though, real estate is fairly safe when it comes to investments. It's fairly safe. It's steady in its growth. And that is incredibly important for you. You are advising your investor. You want to advise your investor on things that are safe investments, things that will hold their value long term and continue a return of equity back to them. The ROI, return on investment. If you are dabbling as an agent with investors, and in this market, I can hardly believe that you wouldn't be, because they're looking for investors are looking, and they're having the same trouble that the regular buyers out there are having. They're having the trouble finding something. You need to know how to calculate return on investment. You need to know how to calculate for an apartment building, even a small complex, break-even analysis. In our coaching programs, we certainly teach you how to do this. You can also have your accountant run these numbers. If you're not a numbers person, don't be worried. You don't have to know how to do that. That's fine. But you need to be aware of what's going on with it. Pardon me while I sip my coffee this morning. We are having such a warm latter part of January. It's incredible. It's going to impact the markets earlier than ever before that we've seen recently. We thought maybe we'd be waiting until March. We're already seeing the markets come back alive. And of course, investments. Come on. The investors out there are hunting. They've been hunting. And you need to be aware of how to help them hunt. Okay. Is real estate, back to our core question, a gold investment? In other words, is it a good investment? Well, look at your life and what you've owned. I can certainly look at mine. I haven't ever lost on real estate. I've lost on lots of other stocks and bonds, and I played the market for quite some time and did okay. I love to do the penny stocks, where you find things for just pennies and you're waiting for them to go up, obviously. But it always felt better when I could buy something in for 7 cents a share and sell for 21 cents a share, instead of looking for something for $7 and selling for $21. But that's even though percentage wise it's the same thing, right? In real estate, when you buy in, there is a pride factor to real estate that comes in. You can feel good about it. You can go and visit the real estate. It's difficult to go visit your gold. Even if you have the gold bars at home, and many people do, that's terrific. Looking at it does not give you the same appreciation factor. It doesn't for me. I'd love to know here in the comments, just do other types of investments give you the same appreciation factor that real estate does? For me, I get turned on by real estate. Real estate is fun. I love to go and witness what's happening with it and do comparative analysis, which this is what your investor will be turned on about. your excitement, your passion, and your willingness to be involved deeply in earning them more money. You show an investor that you can help them earn money, you will win that investor for the next investment round and the next and the next and the next, because our business is all about return business. If you're continuing to do this business and you're doing one-offs where you do this person, you never see him again, you do this person, never see him again, you do another person, never see him again, there's something wrong with the business model that you have going on, because 3 to 5 years into the business, you should already be having a substantial amount of your business in return business back to you. That's ROI for you. You have the relationship that you made with the person, you've carved it out, you understand their motives, and you did a deal with them. If you are keeping up with them, letters, emails, text messages, sending them interesting things about their investment and what the value of their current investment is year over year, you're keeping up with them, this will earn their business every time nearly. People can choose to move on. I mean, I understand. So, sometimes you have this great relationship with somebody. You've had coffee with them. You carved it out. It's felt terrific. And it still didn't work for the future. That's kind of your one-off. If you've carved out that kind of relationship with somebody, whether it's an investor or a homeowner, either way, you are going to earn their business and their friends' business. You're going to be recommended because you understand the business, you dug into the motives, and you get it. You really get it. You have shown your personal desire, passion, and knowledge, skills and knowledge, and then commitment to the client will win every time. Well, it'll win enough of the time. We can forget about the other ones. Okay, on our core question, can I give you a final answer on real estate versus gold this morning? It's difficult. I will give you my personal final answer. It's not the perfect answer for anybody else, but I'll give you, as your real estate guru, my personal answer. And that is, I'm a believer in real estate. It has worked for me for decades. I have had great growth. And yes, I survived through the beatings of the 06, 7, and 8 markets. I've survived through the double-digit interest rate markets. But at the same token, these other products didn't survive as well. They didn't survive as well. And that's why I continue to turn over to real estate. Now, there are lots of other investments that are out there that you may be turned on about and your investor may like. That's fine. But you can show them the path of why real estate is so absolutely fantastic. Now, there are other ways, and I got to mention them here the last few minutes. There are other things about real estate that makes it good. And that is the career of real estate. Is it a gold investment to your career? Well, okay, we're real estate agents. I get it. We're in sales. We're doing real estate. But is it considered a great investment of our career to be involved in this real estate thing? Or you guys are talented. You're amazingly talented. I meet some of those talented people in real estate. You're absolutely amazing and you're committed to it. But should you be doing something else? And I would say no. You love this industry. This industry has treated you well. And if it hasn't yet, it can treat you well. The problem I see is that people that have not committed their skills and knowledge to the industry, to bring themselves up with some minimal knowledge to help their investor, to help their buyer, to help their seller, get attached to them and show your passion to the people. People love to work with people that are passionate about what they do. Don't be afraid to show that to people. Your commitment to real estate as a great investment tool, why not showcase that? There's lots of great things to say about it. I mean, I bring up the thing of the gold today because it was asked about, and is real estate a type of gold investment? And it's only a type, but I believe it's better because gold is more volatile than real estate. Real estate continues an upward trend even during fairly bad times. Real estate continues to trend up. That's what I've seen in my life. That's what I've seen with all the investment properties I've had, the many of them. And it's worked. It has worked. Now, you should, of course, diversify a little bit. I wouldn't have everything in one pot. But the majority for me and my family and coming out of poverty has been real estate, and it has worked for us. As a career, real estate has been a gold investment of a career for me. I believe it can be for you. If it's not, let's change that. Let's start the change today. We have coaching programs. We have a Kickstarter course that you can go through. These are not a lightning amount of money. You can start being coached and pull together a career that is amazing for you. If you're not working with investors and you don't know how to go after investors, we're talking today about how to talk to an investor about the difference between real estate and gold and different types of investments. Okay, fine. If you don't have any investors, maybe you don't know how to go after an investor. There's a whole method. There's a whole way. You don't just stumble along and hope that someone will call your phone someday. First of all, people are not randomly calling and saying, hey, I'm an investor. Will you please go buy a piece of property for me? That's not how it happens. You have to go after them and showcase your skills, your knowledge, your abilities within the market and start showcasing that. Of course, I'm a strong believer in video. You know that. If you've watched any of my stuff, you know how much I absolutely believe in video. I would love to have you comment today about this topic of your passion of real estate as an investment tool. How do you explain it to the investor? Someone who's dabbling, maybe they're not a professional investor yet. What do you say to them about real estate investment? How do you show that real estate is a constant good investment that will earn them a return on their investment? Because people are suspicious about things, particularly those who haven't done it before. Okay, throw some comments down there. I always get back to everybody in your comments. Thank you for making comments and for the show ideas. Also, take a minute, like the show. I would love, if there's anything I like, it's you send me one of those hearts or a thumbs up, something, hit that like button. I love it. Also, open up the subscriber only. The Guru members only events are opened up by you hitting the subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button, and that will automatically open up the Guru member only events where we take a much deeper dive into the market. We do it for the subscribers only because I want to be talking to those that are serious about building their career and going deep, full-time real estate, and really hitting it hard. All right, I am your real estate guru. We'll be talking soon. This is Real Estate Daily. Take care, guys.